me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
Got the potential, or it's something similar. Because as Siegel describes, if they have the confidence to fail at making Titan for years and then turn around we're left wondering, what game do you want it to be, Blizzard? And do you even want to compete in this industry? In the meantime, the games he brings up, like Apex and Fortnite, were hungry to compete, with fresh business models to invite a much larger active player base than Overwatch could. And this is where my problem is. It's not the player base's fault to expect Blizzard to fulfill a promise that they set out from the beginning. We were strung along with this Team 4 Blizzard magic that Jeff Kaplan sold us, and I feel like one of the few people that really wants to hold Blizzard's feet to the fire in that regard. It's not okay to just decide to make an entirely separate game and leave the one you said you'd update to die. So no matter what, there was going to be a splitting the baby and a compromise to be made for something. This is why I'm much more happy with Overwatch 2 than Siegel seems to be, because I think they address the long list of problems he and I and many others have levied against the design of Overwatch 1 PvP, especially as it got off the rails in the middle years, and now we're right back on track. The way I see it, even if you want to call Overwatch 2 an early access PvP update, I'm very happy with that because that update made me addicted to Overwatch again. It fixed many of the core problems, and as everyone under NDA knows, they've stocked up loads of new content ready to keep the game alive for years to come. For that, I'm ecstatic, and I couldn't be happier to see the game launch tomorrow. But where Siegel is undoubtedly right is to worry that this new change in model will gut the potential of that PvE game Jeff Kaplan promised. Siegel asks a question I haven't heard many voice, that can we truly get an endlessly replayable RPG co-op game in a seasonal model? And although I don't play Destiny, I have friends that do, as well as I'm a fan of Skill Up, who seems to get re-addicted to every good DLC that drops for the game. But that's slightly different, I think, than the seasonal model, and actually, come to think of it, do we even know how the campaign is going to be rolled out? That either means Siegel's worry is incredibly apt, and we might be in trouble, or there's good news around the corner. I don't think anybody knows this, actually, but Blizzard. I agree with Siegel. It's really hard to imagine getting an endlessly replayable game piece by piece. It stands to reason that unless it's in a huge chunk, it's probably going to have gates on how far you can progress, unless that AAA campaign Aaron Keller was speaking about is already done largely. It's really hard to know what level of development it's actually at and what to expect early next year, like they're detailing we'll know more about on the roadmap. What we definitely do not want is it to feel like an amped up Junkenstein, right? It shouldn't feel like half of a Left 4 Dead level. As Siegel describes, there's skill trees, magnify the complexity of every hero. Josh Nohead said it was much easier to prototype an entirely new hero than do the branching skill trees for every hero. It's like, think about it, like Diablo launches with a handful of characters. Baby, and a compromise to be made for something. This is why I'm much more happy with Overwatch 2 than Siegel seems to be, because I think they address the long list of problems he and I and many others have levied against the design of Overwatch 1 PvP, especially as it got off the rails in the middle years, and now we're right back on track. The way I see it, even if you want to call Overwatch 2 an early access PvP update, I'm very happy with that because that update made me addicted to Overwatch again. It fixed many of the core problems, and as everyone under NDA knows, they've stocked up loads of new content ready to keep the game alive for years to come. For that, I'm ecstatic, and I couldn't be happier to see the game launch tomorrow. But where Siegel is undoubtedly right is to worry that this new change in model will gut the potential of that PvE game Jeff Kaplan promised. Siegel asks a question I haven't heard many voice, that can we truly get an endlessly replayable RPG co-op game in a seasonal model? And although I don't play Destiny, I have friends that do, as well as I'm a fan of Skill Up, who seems to get re-addicted to every good DLC that drops for the game. But that's slightly different, I think, than the seasonal model, and actually, come to think of it, do we even know how the campaign is going to be rolled out? That either means Siegel's worry is incredibly apt, and we might be in trouble, or there's good news around the corner. I don't think anybody knows this, actually, but Blizzard. I agree with Siegel. It's really hard to imagine getting an endlessly replayable game piece by piece. It stands to reason that unless it's in a huge chunk, it's probably going to have gates on how far you can progress, unless that AAA campaign Aaron Keller was speaking about is already done largely. It's really hard to know what level of development it's actually at and what to expect early next year, like they're detailing we'll know more about on the roadmap. What we definitely do not want is it to feel like an amped up Junkenstein, right? It shouldn't feel like half of a Left 4 Dead level. As Siegel describes, there's skill trees, magnify the complexity of every hero. Josh Nohead said it was much easier to prototype an entirely new hero than do the branching skill trees for every hero. It's like, think about it, like Diablo launches with a handful of characters. Having skill trees for all the Overwatch heroes, that's like the most content any game has ever had. Kind of mind-boggling to think of the scale that could be. It's good news around the corner. I don't think anybody knows this, actually, but Blizzard. I agree with Siegel. It's really hard to imagine getting an endlessly replayable game piece by piece. It stands to reason that unless it's in a huge chunk, it's probably going to have gates on how far you can progress, unless that AAA campaign Aaron Keller was speaking about is already done largely. It's really hard to know what level of development it's actually at and what to expect early next year, like they're detailing we'll know more about on the roadmap. What we definitely do not want is it to feel like an amped up Junkenstein, right? It shouldn't feel like half of a Left 4 Dead level. As Siegel describes, there's skill trees, magnify the complexity of every hero. Josh No had said it was much easier to prototype an entirely new hero than do the branching skill trees for every hero. It's like, think about it, like Diablo launches with a handful of characters. Having skill trees for all the Overwatch heroes, that's like the most content any game has ever had. Kind of mind-boggling to think of the scale that that could be and eventually get to. But should we wait 10 years for that to happen? Or would it be better to try to get some of it bit by bit and we evolve with this game over the next 6 to 10 years? So to this degree, I admit I am nervous because while the Overwatch 2 PvP has pretty clearly labeled who will and won't like it, and I'm confident that it's good enough to retain a strong player base with it alone. It's just that that PvE game that we were promised only gets one chance at a first impression. And if it is underwhelming and half-baked, it could return Overwatch to the poor reputation it had for the past years. What leaves me to be optimistic, though, is the great performance we've got out of Team 4 in such a short amount of time. I don't expect everyone to give them the benefit of the doubt like I do, but it's really hard for me to be too mad at the 3 heroes, few maps, and 1 new mode for this quote PvP update because the balancing and core design is so good, and we know all of that was accomplished in 1 year, mostly. Just as Siegel said, the original Overwatch came out of a scrapped, delayed PvE project. The Overwatch 1 was a rushed product, but turned out to be my favorite game of all time. Overwatch 2 has captured my love again. In my last video before going to the Creators Summit, I said goodbye to Overwatch 1 before I knew anything about what was coming. In it, I pleaded for the days of genuine hope and optimism for the game to return, to be excited by whatever wacky mechanics or fun gameplay Blizzard was going to surprise with us next. And while I share concerns for the PvE rollout, I know now, with the long-term content plan PvP has, this little old early access PvP update is a banger as far as I'm concerned. So I can't help but be optimistic as I dive back in to play more Overwatch with new maps, heroes, and meta theory crafting. It's all I ever wanted. We'll have to pay close attention to the PvE rollout next year with bated breath, hoping that it is charming and addictive. And if it is, maybe Blizzard can stick the landing. I totally understand being disappointed at where they are now. I just think what they've done, given the circumstances, is reasonable. I think the new plan is smarter than the let's wing it and hope we can make a miracle happen plan. I thought that was dumb. I think Team 4 can impress us and do the best of both worlds. Have the best shooter PvP on the market and an awesome Destiny 2-esque content rollout plan that serves 2 large audiences. It could be awesome. And with expectations so low, I almost feel like they're bound to surpass the low expectations a lot of people have of them. But what do you guys think? Is Overwatch 2 a disappointment for you as well? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and because we're such big fans of Overwatch 2 at the moment, you can expect a lot more videos on this channel. So if you would like to support us, please leave a like and click the bell icon to get notified directly to your cell phone when our new videos come out. If for whatever reason you didn't check out Siegel's going viral Overwatch 2 video, I'll leave it linked in the description. I, like everyone, love Siegel. He's always been an absolute sweetheart to me and everyone else I've seen him interact with, which is why I think his opinion carries so much weight. Thank you for the gift of making content. Please make more Overwatch 2 videos on YouTube. We love them. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. We'll see you guys next time.
The day has come. The day you went to smell your chili and smell chili. Yes, this is the day that we have arrived. Celebrate all day, all night, all year round allergy relief with Nasonex. Now over the counter. Celebrate normal.
I'm Brandon Williams, celebrity stylist. I'm here with my guy CJ Jackson. Let's take it to the field.
Gotta look up the Tekken patch notes real quick. Hope they nerf the fuck out of Akuma. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it, bro. We get 5 little nerfs for like 4 characters. We get like a few little nerfs for some characters who just been doing some OP shit with the new wall crush mechanic. We don't get a nerf to Akuma. Holy shit. Akuma needs to be nerfed. This is ridiculous. Mm-mm. Yeah, this was 6 pages. What's the last one? What the f...
Guns in schools. Ban abortion. Drew Johnson is too dangerous for Nevada.
Taco Bell went a bit crazy with its breakfast. It was too much. What you need in the morning is tasty, simple.
Get great deals no matter where you order Smith's Pickup. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Hola, fellow Latinx. I'm told that white people should not be reviewing Andor because Andor is about the migrant experience, and white people famously never move anywhere beyond their home countries. So I bought a little rubber dinghy and I made an illegal entry across the Rio Grande, where I was given a free cell phone by the American government, and a nice Florida man flew me to Martha's Vineyard, and the people there bought me Chipotle, and they bussed me over to diversify a military base, and AOC is now prying for the television cameras outside my window. Would anybody like to buy some fentanyl? Now that I have the migrant experience, I think I'm allowed to review the show. That's how this works, right? I'm sorry to reveal that I am, in fact, a white person. I know it's going to come as a shock. Mine is the race of socks and Crocs, Coldplay, and Mormonism, and for these things alone we do probably owe reparations. So, get in line? Of course, none of this has anything to do with Andor, because Andor is a TV show, and thus it's subject to the universal rules of art criticism, which owe absolutely nothing to whatever your tribe, skin colour, sexual orientation, or preference for dildo shape happens to be. No matter what shameless grifting morons like Mr. Rocker here would have you believe. The only thing that makes him and his type relevant is the as yet open question of whether this show has been written for people like him, by people like him, and whether a once timeless property is once again going to be conscripted into an obsessively modern and current political argument. And that is one of the many questions we will set out to answer here. But as is usually the case on this channel, I will put as much of the pre-publicity material as possible out of my mind and look at the show afresh. This might not be as long or as in-depth as my other recent videos, because Rings of Power is still using up about 98% of my capacity for stupid, and I have many hours of that to get back to once this video is up. The worst that Andor can provide is some variety to the dumb fuckery I'm drowning in. So let's get on with the plot. The opening is not dissimilar to Andor's introduction to us in Rogue One. He's malingering around the dimly lit streets of an alien world. But on this occasion, he's heading to a seedy nightclub rather than murdering injured extras. Yet. One slightly bizarre thing I noted at the beginning, generally, even in the shittest of Disney Star Wars products, there's been quite a lot of use of established, lore-relevant, or at least lore-derived sound effects, and quite often these are fine, I guess. It is nice to hear the occasional 8080 cannon from time to time, even if they do sometimes decide that pistols and handguns make the same noise. If you listen closely as Andor enters this club, though, you hear what I'm quite sure is the soothing sound the medical droids on Polis Massa make to ease Padme through her birthing pains.
No credit, no nonsense. Here you go.
I've no idea what function this would serve in enticing people through the doors of a nightclub, but well, it's an Easter egg, I guess. I thought I'd note it. The bar itself is like something out of Cyberpunk or Mass Effect, maybe. We will come back to the question as to whether this show really feels like Star Wars a little bit later on. In the meantime, Andor is here searching for a contact or a person. He makes eye contact with a couple of the club's clientele. They seem to take offense. One asks,
Is this some kind of music? What? You keep looking over it like there's something funny.
I genuinely don't know how they got that impression. One of the consistent problems throughout this show's first 3 episodes is that Diego Luna, who of course plays Andor, doesn't really do facial expressions at all. As far as looks go, the one he gives the 2 thuggish types is, I'd say, vague boredom, and even that's a bit of a stretch. It's not a significant flaw by any means, but, and as I've made this point in relation to things like Rings of Power, it is often worth noting little things like this about the writing, because they're very rarely isolated moments or just blips in the script. The writers here wanted to manufacture a grievance, and that's fine. It's a common trope for the lone gunman in the seedy bar to fall foul of some of the clientele. But the writers were very keen to get to that trope, and they didn't pay a huge amount of attention to how you construct that trope. Simply swapping the dialogue for a vaguer, do you have a problem, would have made a more believable exchange than you keep looking over here as though there's something funny, because, well, Andor doesn't do funny. That's not how his face works. We'll come back to this if the problem recurs. It may or it may not, but again, it's not a nitpick if it does establish a common theme in the writing. They have fast-tracked their way to this exchange in order to achieve a setup.
You got a point.
They didn't really earn that setup. In any case, the argument is interrupted when we learn from the bar matron person, head proper, I guess. possibly. I think that's her role. We learn that the person Andor is here looking for, A, isn't here, and B, is his sister. Man looking for a strange sister in brothel is certainly a new one for Star Wars in terms of tone and severity and implication. Andor leaves the club, but he's being tailed by the two thugs, and they're spoiling for a fight. The goons are sentries or guards employed by whatever company runs this town. And besides the tonal difference, I think this counts as another newism.
Bro, do you ever feel like you're just chafing, bro, constantly? Like, bro, I'm in one spot, but it just feels like I can't get comfortable.
I made this point the other day on the Drinkers Open Bar, and it might recur later, but this seemingly small thing is actually quite promising from a world-building perspective. For far too long, we've been left with the impression, by the shows and movies, I should stress, not the games or the old EU, which did this rather better, but by the shows and the movies, we have been given the impression that the Empire just kind of is, that it can make do with stormtroopers as enforcers, and that's about the extent of it. We get hints in the original trilogy about some of the other political and regional power relationships. Moff Tarkin mentions the regional governors, and more relevantly here, Lando has a deal with the Empire.
The pants? The pants don't compliment the boxers? Like,
that much about how the Empire
feels so off.
extend its influence,
So
what
uncomfortable.
relationships these worlds actually have with the Empire that governs them. What you want from a fleshed out universe, as I said on Open Bar, is more of this kind of thing. Tyrannical empires are more than their soldiers and police. They have unique and interesting relationships with the territories that exist under them. Much of law enforcement isn't the top-down imposition of troops on the ground. It's the long-established local forces that have been put to a new purpose by this new governorship. The chief practitioners of political and civic violence are not occupying troops, they are small-minded locals grasping power under the new order. Fascist regimes. And communist ones too, often do deals contracting out governance to corporations and business interests in areas of the world they're just not that interested in. And this seems to be the arrangement on this world, between this world's governors and the empire that governs them. The show gives us quite a lot of this kind of detail across these first 3 episodes, but it really starts here. Andor isn't accosted by troopers. He's offended grasping micro-megalomaniacs in a bar, and they're abusing their authority to pursue a petty grudge against him. And this makes for a good start, I'd argue, as far as world building is concerned. He offers to bribe his way out of trouble. They say it won't be enough to cover the fines and charges and the processing fees, and they seem to be looking for an excuse to kill him, or at least to fight him. But he pulls a fast one and gives us yet more evidence for a quite significant tonal shift this series has in store. Because the brief fight scene is more bloody and physical and brutal than we're used to seeing, resulting in Andor accidentally killing one of his assailants and then holding the other guy's life in his hands as he begs for his life, only for Andor then to shoot him in the head. So far, so good, I'd say. A lot of the introductory episodes to recent Star Wars products have left me wanting to shoot myself in the head. We got a hint of this side of the universe in Rogue One, but the film had other and, I think, more typical things to do than follow through with this exploration of the dark side, to borrow a phrase, of the galaxy it was set in. As someone who thinks Star Wars does need to prove, A, that it's bigger than the Jedi, and B, that it has other kinds of story to tell than the grand narrative of the saga, well, this strikes me as a daring and, if many other pieces fall into place, quite a good approach to take. The next day, his droid tries to wake him up, but we get a flashback dream that brings back traumatic memories of the Book of Boba Fett. This is of Andor and his sister as wastrel kids in a wastrel community somewhere beyond civilization who see a spaceship crash away in the distance. Compared to Boba's interminable dances with Tusken's timeline, this flashback is mercifully short. We'll almost certainly be coming back to it periodically as the show progresses, building up his relationship with his sister and telling the story of her disappearance. If the show thinks it's clever, and there are indications across these episodes that it does, I wonder if it won't try and retcon in a kind of psychological affinity with Jyn Erso in Rogue One. One that maybe explains Andor's coldness, but then his quickly developed fondness for her, another headstrong young woman. That psychological affinity with Jyn Erso in Rogue One that maybe certainly be coming back to it periodically as the show progresses, building up his relationship with his sister and telling the story of her disappearance. If the show thinks it's clever, and there are indications across these episodes that it does, I wonder if it won't try and retcon in a kind of psychological affinity with Jyn Erso in Rogue One that maybe explains Andor's coldness but then his quickly developed fondness for her, another headstrong young woman. That said, given Andor and Erso would likely have boned on the beaches of Scarif if the Death Star hadn't shot its load and obliterated them, maybe that is not an association you'd want to, probe too deeply. The other thing to note about this flashback is that the kid they've got to play young Andor appears derpy, and chosen because he too has very few facial expressions to speak of. That's not especially encouraging, but I guess it's consistent. Back in the present, the droid succeeds in waking him up and tells him someone was looking for him. He asks the droid to lie and tell anyone who asks that he hasn't seen him, and they have some semi-entertaining exchanges. The droid isn't anything like as engaging or endearing as K2 was in Rogue One, but if it becomes a recurring character, it seems that the show is setting up a similar relationship, and there is some material in the droid that they could play off for laughs. We'll see how that develops. Although the other thing this scene accomplishes, I suppose, because the droid agrees to lie for him, is that droids in Star Wars do not operate by Asimov's laws. Anyway, modern Star Wars has a weird knack for giving us shite humans but nice droids. I think the only likeable character in Kenobi was a Calculon, so we'll see if this trend continues. Andor goes to meet a construction worker friend because he wants to build an alibi for the night of the murder. And I know this might sound like I'm damning the show with faint praise, but I think this actually constitutes the most intelligent setup of any Disney Star Wars show. This show is manufacturing space. It's manufacturing a relationship between its protagonist and the mechanics of his world. Yes, that sounds simple as fuck, but so few shows care about this kind of thing. They save us setups when you get them at all, especially when the show is much more a Star Wars show, because usually all we get from these is member berries, McMuffins, and McFucking about stupidly. Shows are often made by these little things, and we do get some more of the good stuff in the next scene, away at Corpo Central, where we're introduced to Cyril Khan. I'm not going to be able to get through this review without doing this. He's a deputy inspector in the Corpo Security Force, and then, endearingly, we have Rupert Vanistad's cynical and wry Chief Pine. Vanistad is almost always great value, I've noticed. He's one of those yeoman actors you're always quite surprised who've never made it into a big budget production. Although, that being said, he's now had a bit part of Game of Thrones as Yoan Royce, and he's now being cast as a presumed villain in Andor, so it feels like he's finally getting some more mainstream attention. He doesn't have to be even an especially prominent character in this role for his good work to be recognised, however. This is once again new ground for Disney Star Wars, a villain who actually has a personality. The Last Jedi pretended to be clever in having a special armor dealer play a dumb fucking pointless role in its plot, but because Rian Johnson has all the wit of a gonk droid, his attempt at introducing a moral grey character just ended up reinforcing the film's staggeringly shallow understanding of itself. But in Hine, we get A, an actor with the gravitas to pull off the role, B, a role that, though a bit stereotypical, cynical, world-weary police chief, is nonetheless a stereotype absent from modern Star Wars until this point, and more nuanced than all the other stereotypes that are stereotypically deployed, and then C, a character who, because he isn't just an evil henchman or an outsized character, actually allows us to feel a greater range of emotions for him. We can appreciate his wry humour. We can even find his sardonic exchanges with his underlings quite entertaining, even endearing, because he's a relatively normal guy. He's a type most of us know in real life. He's someone we can actually like, as well as despise, because he is familiar to us. If there's a downside, it's that Vanistad looks set to steal pretty much all of the scenes he's in. He's actually quite a good actor. And of course that means he risks stealing the scenes from more plot-relevant characters. However, in their first exchange, Andor does create a dynamic between Hines and Jack, and that could, if the show continues in this fashion, create a complementary relationship between the two. Hines, the gruff, single, before cut to the chase, like to spell your bullshit from miles away veteran, and Khan, the marketing, naive and experienced. Mandalorian is the only other Disney Star Wars show that comes anywhere near to creating actual character relationships. Not coincidentally, then, it's the only other show that, for all its frequent bullshit idiocy in its plot, does actually feel like it has a semblance of a story and a few chunks of a fully fleshed out world to play with. So, Andor has started off on the right track here. They are talking about the murder. Khan wants to do the proper thing and investigate it thoroughly. Hines, though, essentially says the two guys were fucking morons and a liability, and it will be altogether more convenient just to officially declare it an accident, not least because he has to give a report on crime rates to Imperial Regional Command later that day. And I know it's unusual on this channel, but hell, there's more praise. Really kind of witty. It's actually related, portrayed, conveyed quite well. It actually establishes character and the relationship between character and the world they're set in.
I know one of these men. Crevasse.
It's another reason I wanted to make sure this got the most immediate attention.
He was a squad commander on 4.
He's obviously fallen a great deal since then. He was a sentry corporal here on 1.
No mystery of that. He's lucky he wasn't killed years ago. One of the most unpleasant people I've ever met.
It's another example of what I mentioned earlier, the believability of an insignificant Imperial world and the Jobsworths who are in charge of running it. These guys are believable. Their relationship with power is believable. It creates a believable dynamic that's been missing from Star Wars for pretty well the entirety of the Disney era. I think that counts as good in its own right, and not just by comparison. Of course, it's very good by comparison with other Disney Star Wars shows. Maybe it's too early to make a definitive judgment of this show in its own right, but the groundwork being laid is promising, without reference to other worse product. Meanwhile, Andor goes to a repair shop looking for a pretty lady whom he finds fixing an engine. I know some people will look at this character and smell bullshit from the off. Yes, women in the real world can be mechanics, of course, but it is atypical. Strong women doing men's jobs is a common trope in modern media, and usually it's done to make some kind of tedious gender politics point. So I get it if you are put off by this introduction. But I'm also loath to dismiss the mere setup because you can do this believably in the universe. It all depends on the specific character and how she is going to be written, so I think we should give the show a chance. Weirdly, and I don't think I'm being overly charitable, the show has actually earned the chance so far. Andor is trying to flog it to a highly sensitive piece of kit, or rather, he's trying to flog it to a contact that she knows. He's had it hidden for a while.
It's Juliana?
Himself to escape the murder charge that's, well, it's not coming, but he doesn't know that.
She comes at you. I don't know why I only assume she came after you as a player.
It turns out her name is Biggs, by the way. Has shacked up with a douche named Tim. Yeah, his name really is Tim. I mention that because he will be more douchey and relevant later on. Tim, so I guess it's fitting.
Bitch.
Biggs agrees to set up the meeting. Andor leaves, and we get a slightly less pleasing transition, in fact a hard cut, to another flashback sequence, where the kids seem to be preparing for something. I would guess to go and raid the crashed ship. There's good and bad in all of this. Of the good, it already feels like a more believable and sympathetic and genuine community than the Tuskens did in Fed. You are, for the moment at least, left wondering where this particular arc is going, rather than crying actual tears while you wait for it to end. Of the bad, however, derpy young Andor is an astonishingly bad actor, but I don't think he's actually graduated into the category of actor yet. He has no expressions. He gets smacked by a bully and gives the same gormless, distant, bemused look as he gives everything else. Which I think means it's for the best that the show has decided not to linger on these flashbacks, because his scenes kind of subsist on the charity earned by what's around them. Prolonged exposure would burn through that charity. Back at corporate command, Khan and another grunt are examining records showing unidentified ships somewhere in orbit. That I'm sure will become relevant later. Meanwhile, Andor is accosted by someone he owes money to. There is a potential problem being stored up here, in that the show doesn't understand that you can have too much of a good thing. What it's trying to do is not only to throw us into the middle of Andor's story, to place him in a developed world with developed interaction and relationships, but to flesh that out to emphasize that point. Something I've praised it for hitherto, but with which I think it's beginning to verge on the point of overindulgence. Yes, people's daily lives are indeed rich and varied. Richer and more varied than we usually give them credit for, because, after all, we live our own daily lives. We become accustomed to the more mundane and familiar things. For example, as a kid, if your parent asked you how school was that day, you wouldn't say, "Oh, I met Sam," every day. If Sam was your friend and your classmate, and that's already established, and it's unremarkable to you. The information is so commonplace that it becomes redundant. This show wants us to realize Andor's daily life. but that means it's stressing commonalities it might have been wiser for it to overlook. You only need to bring in a certain, and usually a small number of ancillary characters and depict a few day-to-day interactions for the audience to accept the point and treat the rest as given. The show doesn't think we're at that point yet. I think the narrative demands that we are at that point already, and the more additional characters and interactions it throws in, the more the show seems padded as opposed to thoughtful. I am all for slow build-ups. In fact, I quite like them. In fact, I think we need more of them. But I'm not for slowness for its own sake, which the show seems where it's at least threatening to move into that territory. And then, of course, the knock-on problem is that it doesn't leave itself enough time to establish more important things, more important relationships between more important characters. So when, in the next scene, Bix goes off on an errand, Tim gets suspicious and follows her, and we're effectively fast-tracked through what we were told just a few minutes ago was merely a nascent hookup. But now, well, Tim is stalking his girlfriend through the streets. That's unexpectedly douchey behavior. Why? Why is he doing this? We know nothing about Tim yet. We know nothing about their relationship yet either. Stalking someone does tell you a good deal about someone's character, yeah, but it risks being a bit jarring if it's just thrown in as like, that's just Tim, that's what he does. Good old Tim, bit of a stalker. It wouldn't have taken that much to mend this. I don't think it's a significant gripe. I think it's a little bit more than the nitpick though, which is why I mention it. If you were just to economise on some of the other interactions, maybe fill that time with a longer exchange, either between Tim and Andor, or between Tim and Bix, something that gives us more of his character coming through, it gives the audience then a fuller understanding of just what a douche he is. It establishes that he's a jealous, suspicious sort, rather than just fast-tracking us to that conclusion. We're not seeing the build-up to this, we're just seeing the result of something we don't actually know. Tim walks into a worker though, he knocks some boxes over and loses track of Bix, who goes to a junk shop on the pretext of needing something, but instead climbs up a chimney to send a secret message to somebody. Back at Corpo HQ, Khan is pursuing the investigation Hines told him to drop, and being frustrated by his hapless co-workers. We never stay with him all that long, which, by contrast with the preceding, is wise. The show only needs him at this point to remind us from time to time that Andor is still at risk from above. But these short scenes do accomplish good world and character building as well. For Khan, who he increasingly learns is vicious and rigorous, and then further development of the Corpo overlords, who are backwater lackeys who really just want an easy life, and then the relationship between Corpo overlords and the seemingly irrelevant and inconsequential planets they govern. And this is all good, efficient stuff. Back on said irrelevant and inconsequential planet, Andor is back at his day job fixing spaceships. It turns out he's been using one of them for his own off-the-books nefarious purposes, and he's quickly running out of credit with his co-workers, who have to pretend not to notice or otherwise to lie and cover for him. I think there is actually stuff to praise here too? What the fuck is happening to me? Because what the show is doing is actually a variant of the ticking clock, but it's so subtly done that you wouldn't recognize it as such. Disney Star Wars generally suffers still from
Bro, the menu's like, fuck. What's good, Ken? Yo, the shit's like glitch, man. You see this shit?
Andor, though, well, that's playing this slowly and subtly. What we're seeing is, to switch the metaphor for
I can't back out.
Investigation from above,
You can't see it,
declining
probably.
charity from below.
The fucking thing
Andor
right
is
here.
a risk taker. He has placed bets. He's making gambles in his search for his sister, and it's
Damn.
increasingly apparent that he's running out of time and money and grace. His creditors are getting suspicious. The
Swag.
payoff will undoubtedly be that he's
Right
either
when she invades me,
destroyed
too.
the internet or forced out of it at the last
Looks
minute
like I gotta
and
reset
out
it.
into the galaxy itself. I'm ready for Disney Star Wars. really invested. This approach tries to hook us with a quick fix of light and sound and sensory overload. Like a drug, that hit is the point of it. How it comes from? Well, it's much less because the drug is, so to speak, in the water supply. Things that buck that trend or that don't give us these immediate hits. By the same token, credit the show.
What are the options? Let me see, because I got way too many options. That's oh shit, you can't even hear me. Alright, I got on Game Pass, including Game Pass, 1,152. And out of my owned games, I have 582, not including things that aren't currently backwards compatible. Because if all the games I had were backwards compatible, I probably would be at 1,000. Just without Game Pass. Yeah, man, that's the fucking problem, man. That is the problem. I think I'm gonna just fucking stick with Deathloop. I don't mind it. It's just the bugs, and then when I play online, it's so laggy. But I think inherently, playing as Juliana, you're invading other people's games. Maybe it's working on like a server or peer-to-peer thing rather than a dedicated. And if that's the case, that would really explain why most of these lobbies are so terrible.
Hey Juliana, I infused myself a gun. Might infuse some trinkets. I might infuse a salve. Then I figured out how to infuse things.
This is the first time. When did you crack the kid on day 7?
Then why'd I have to do it again?
It's got something to do with memory.
Why'd I have to do it again?
That just sort of slips away.
Fuck! Why do you like this place?
I do enjoy this game.
It's the only amazing place in an entire world of shit. You'll see it eventually.
All I see is me one step closer to breaking this fucking loop.
You always come around, Colt. And that's when the real fun begins.
I like the dialogue in this game. Let me pack this bong real quick. Damn, I was hoping I was gonna be playing Overwatch 2 right now. Testing that motherfucker out. Yeah, the idle animations are cool as fuck.
Well, the pain will be greater because of the time we've sacrificed for the show. So it's taking a risk, but at least it's taking a risk.
So I probably should turn on the game music just for now.
Generic mass media. It's doing something different, and it's doing it well so far. Another flashback follows. Derpy young Andor goes off with his friends to hunt for a crashed ship, leaving his sister behind at camp. Her name for him is Kassa, which I think is, or is very close to, the Danish word for scrotum. And on that note, we've hit the end of episode 1, which was, well, it was actually intriguing. Much more so than I assumed it would be. It's the strongest opening to any Disney.
What you doing all this early, man? You working?
I don't know that it's stronger than the
Streaming?
It's certainly much stronger than anything the MCU has given us in Phase 4. Like House of the Dragon, I find myself in the now peculiar and unaccustomed position
After my classes, what's today? Tuesday? I think. Oh, yeah, after my classes today. Probably gonna spend several hours just combing through some of my streams and just pumping out a bunch of clips, cause I gotta get back on my uploading shit, man. I was doing good on TikTok, man, and then I just
with the native kids tracking down the red snake.
it's hard to stay consistent, bro.
I'm not sure this premise is
Cleaned up. Yeah, I actually just was washing dishes and cleaning up downstairs. Pass the fuck out, man. I be getting put into these random ass weed comas. You know, my girl be cooking some fire too. Now, or not now, but randomly. She don't always be here. I don't know what it is. She be rushing or something, but she been fucking up all the meals lately. In a bad way. And only like 2 of them have been pretty good.
Part of the same race and species that governs the place, and the one that predominates at the top of the empire itself. So, what are we to make of their origin? Are they
Weird. She made some spaghetti today, asked me how it tastes, and I was like, it's good. She was like, I didn't put any salt in it. Or she said like, something crazy, something like, she didn't put a lot of salt in it, or she said it doesn't taste like something. I'm like, what? It tastes like fucking tomatoes. Like, that's what the sauce is supposed to taste like, man. I don't know, man. She got this like, she's like Dominican. I don't know, maybe that got something to do with it, but she's always wanting things to have like a weird extra spice to it, or it's just extra fucking salty, bro. It's wild. And then when I saw her batter the chicken, and bro, I've been with her 5 years. She was battering the chicken the other day. She would dip the chicken in the milk wash, or whatever she had to get it wet. Pretty sure it was milk wash, I'm hoping. And then she would coat it in the batter, and then she'd go dip it back in the milk wash. I said, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? You can't. That's not how you cook it. That's not how you coat the chicken, bro. You can't just dip the chicken in the milk wash, dip it in a coater, cover it in a coater, and then dip it back in a milk wash, and then put it back in a coater to get it more crispy. That's not how you do it. Because then when that shit come out, and I had to tell her, I said, bro, you didn't notice that, or you never noticed that when you cook the chicken, like, it just fucking comes off like a fucking fried turtle, like, or some shit. Like, you just boiled a turtle or some shit. Like, the shell just coming right off that motherfucker, like an armadillo or something. And I'm like, yo, like, we eating escargots in this bitch. Like, you never noticed that? Like, it's supposed to be fried chicken. Like, why does shell look like fucking Teflon? So, I watched her for the first time, like, and in the entire 5 years of us cooking, I, like, watched her coat the chicken for the first time, bro. Fucking blew my mind. And I didn't let it, like, I didn't have, like, a crazy reaction right in front of her. But I'm just like, nah, man. I knew something was up, man. I knew something was up in that kitchen, bro. I didn't have enough eyes on that bitch, bro. In the kitchen, that is. Not her. I ain't calling her a bitch. But I didn't have enough eyes in that kitchen, man, to know what was going on in there. I trusted that she could cook. She claimed her mom was a cook. She claimed she could cook. So I'm like, man, I'm not asking her to cook anything crazy. Like, it's just basic meals, fried chicken here and there, some steak here and there, fried fish, baked fish, steamed fish, variations of those things, never too extravagant. Every now and then we might like have like homemade raviolis. We made homemade pizza. I might make some like lemon pepper chicken. I used to fry lemon pepper shrimp, which was fucking amazing. And before I started having allergic reactions. But yeah, man, I'm just like, dog, I don't know if she don't be looking at recipes at least, that way. Because, like, how can you go wrong if you just follow the recipe? Like, it might come out just bland and I might need to add some salt. But that's okay with me. I'd rather you cook it to, like, a baseline with the seasonings, and then I add the little bit of salt and pepper to that bitch. I don't like when motherfuckers be like, they salt and season the shit to like their exact liking and tasting. So like everybody's eating it how they're supposed to season their shit after they get their plate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I don't want my shit to have 2 extra fucking cups of salt in it or sugar on my spaghetti because you like sugar in your spaghetti. Please don't do that to me. Please, God, don't do that to me. Don't do that to nobody. That's all I'm saying, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, so now I gotta monitor her when she cooking. But the problem is I can't give her pointers because she. Fuck, this bitch is. Oh my. Bro, this game is fucking wild, bro. Oh my god, bro. I don't remember this game being so fucking hard, bro. The bitch was already on the hunt as soon as I started the level. Look at this thing walking right at me. I walked out the room and the chick was already on the hunt and on my nuts. That's scary, man. I got no powers yet. Trying to figure out how the fuck am I supposed to just be out here. She was already there, bro. As soon as I walked out the damn building. I gotta turn this shit from single player to multiplayer mode or some shit. For real, cause how the fuck did I do that last time? Through the audio headphones. What? No, what that off? Yes, but gameplay. I swear there was like a button I just pressed last time. It was just like in the top corner. And this would change from single player to multiplayer, but I don't even see it anymore. Weird. What the fuck? What the fuck? This shit hard as a bitch. Niggas over there know what. Yo, he's over there alerted to my position and shit. What the fuck? What the fuck going on? The AI in this game is crazy. Hold on, I'm stand up and walk. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the f-
Find it, then end it.
Hello?
Bro, what the fuck going on, man? I might as well just crawl back into my little hidey hole like she said, dog. What the fuck? What?
I'm armed. Having a look around.
Don't fuck with me! Cleanse the area.
Yo, why is this shit so fucking hard? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I feel like I hear Juliana, bro. Get me the fuck out of here, man. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. How in the fuck, man? How in the fuck, man? Get me the fuck out of here, dog. I thought there was other tunnels I could come out of. Why is this the one I come out of? Yo, they're mobbing out there. Why though? I don't get it.
Having a look around.
What the fuck is happening in this game?
Not big Colt.
Someone there?
Ah, you're weak.
Is that who I think it was?
Someone there?
What the fuck is happening? I never even left the walking area, bruh. These dudes are already looking for me. Wow. Literally show your head again. Like, they're not even joking. Niggas like, I saw his head without a doubt.
That was fun.
That was weird.
I'm not part of this.
I knew I heard it. It just don't end. Bruh. What the fuck, man?
What?
It's Juliana.
Hello.
It's fucking Juliana. That was actually kind of cool. That was actually pretty cool.
Fate just let us help him. I feel like I'm meditating today anyway.
Fuck, no, I know she's out here though. Damn, they got turrets on the fucking roof. Damn, man. Is this shit on hard mode? I'm actually really fucking scared, again. Bro, I get melted so fucking quick in this game. It's fucking crazy. Who the fuck is playing the guitar anyway?
Big heads, narrow views. Ignorance.
Hmm.
Wait, did I win? I won.
Follow the jingle jangle.
They just let us help.
like that time when
Yes, always ruining a good time.
They just let us help them.
Nope, I'm good.
Hey, you busy later? Figured we might, I don't know, want to meet up, maybe?
Let us help them.
Yeah, I know it's cold. Stop reminding me.
Try to get past me. I dare you.
Trust me, if I see him, you'll be the first person I call. Yeah. Try to get past me. Oh,
Already got full ammo. Tell me something I don't know.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream.
Gotta stay still. Absolutely still.
extravagance.
Calm, still.
Will you fucking shoot already? Trying to get high over here. Just fuck me up. No! No!
What? First shot? Are you kidding me? That was incredible!
I think my throat is aching.
No way I can hit it twice. Wait.
I'm feeling just fine.
Like some people. Better not be cold. Guard it with your life. It's a life in a time loop.
Don't need it. Don't get greedy, Colt.
Feast of a lifetime. Smell this.
Yeah, you totally. Is that bozo thinking that?
Hey, what do you smell?
That's bozo drinking already. You lost it.
shooting something. Didn't think English mud would be so fucking cold.
Just let us help him.
Someone else can worry about it.
Big heads.
Hello?
Be cold.
Oh, that's so weird. It just worked out so perfectly.
Just in time for the show.
Yes!
Seekers, good morning. Today we mark our first day, not just of the loop. Today is the first day of our journey. Our spiritual
Come on, Harriet! I'm ready! Give it to me! Make it hurt!
Two paths lead us intertwined to the great beyond.
Save my
One path
I'm up. Shit, 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 shit! Oh, we're so excited to have found you.
Nope, I'm good.
My bad. I'm looking at this update for Tekken that came out. It's quite disappointing. Some good changes, but I really need to nerf Akuma in that game. What the hell? These character skins are fucking. Oh wow. Cool. Damn. That is a terrible patch though. What's this? Medieval Dynasty. Official next gen trailer, huh? This looks pretty good. Yumogoi Wi-Fi D sao, Yumogoi Wi-Fi D sao, Yumogoi Wi-Fi D sao. One more thing. Yeah, I said the trailer sounds cool. Oh, that shit's not that cool. In fact, this trailer is actually pretty lame. Pretty lame. I wanted to play this Forest and Shadow Touch Torch game. It looks pretty good. It's only on PlayStation. Yeah, Fist go crazy, bro. That shit is dope. Yeah, I want that on Xbox. Kind of. I know these games are like nothing alike, but when I think of that game, I always think of They Always Run or They Never Run, something like that. One game like that. I don't know why I always think of that game. It's like a character with like a third arm or something. Is it They Always Run? I think I double check. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that game looks pretty fucking dope. I haven't gotten to try that one yet. That's another one on my list. But as you know, the list is already too long. That's why I'm just like, fuck. Got shit coming out that I want to play, but also shit that I have that I want to play. Like, I haven't beat Destroy All Humans 1 and Destroy All Humans 2 is out. God damn. And I heard it's co-op. Damn, you be sheesh. Yeah, see, man, I don't like having so many options, man. That's the reason why I used to also not keep so many games downloaded. I would have a very low amount of games downloaded. Yeah, I need a laptop. I mean, I need a laptop for sure. Cyber Psycho and anime versus game is funny. Just boom. What do you think of that Deathloop Chronicles game? You gonna try that one? Oh shit! Hold up. How's that? Should be better. Bruh, the patch is like 6 things.
To balance some characters as well as fix some bugs. So, the update version 5.1 that modifies the following features is now available. Revisions on performance of some characters' moves. Please click here for details. Okay, so that one goes to characters. We have issued warnings. Wow, this is. I like how they put this little section here at the bottom. Disciplinary actions against misconduct. We have issued warnings to that suspended accounts that repeatedly engage in gross misconduct. Cheating, so that's plugging, maybe hackers, or acts that violate the terms of use in online modes. This is probably just people plugging. This is probably people using like auto low parry,
I didn't even know
auto
so.
block. I don't know if people still do that. I know a year ago it was crazy out of control. And I also wonder, people who got their accounts suspended, will they simply just reverse their
I don't even remember, bro. I just got distracted when I found the video that sums up exactly everything I was looking
So we'll
for.
see if they do that again or not. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. That little section right there at the end, that was nice. So this is for all characters. All
Okay, so
characters
that's cool.
are affected by
I
this.
do have to do one last
Cyro,
thing here before I leave.
Bikini after wall kick. Homie performance has been improved. Fixed where opponents attack.
Oh yeah, that Deathloop Chronicles game.
I saw some clips of this on Twitter. Basically, what this is gonna do, I think it destroys Akuma. You know how Akuma, and there's certain characters that would do this, but you tech at the wall, and probably Yoshimitsu too. Yoshimitsu was another character that would destroy you if you tech at the wall. This, if you tech at the wall, and if the opponent jumps over like a cross up or a mix up, you want to be able to block it. Now, this is going to allow you to tech and block from behind too. So this will destroy Akuma when he tries to jump over. And I think Jayu has a combo like this. Yoshimitsu may have some stuff where he jumps behind you, but that's what this is going to do. This first thing is going to destroy Akuma's potential. Now, we'll see if he has something else that circumvents this, because that's how they always do it with Akuma. They nerf Akuma in one way, and then they buff him in another. So we'll see if that happens. Law. Rage Drive. It's now possible to perform the move during rage.
Deal something? Is it?
So his rage drive got blocked. 4 frames faster, only when launching. The attack stars
That's a hardcore.
So they made this rage drive. So usually you used to be able to react to this rage drive just by seeing it. You would see it and be able to react to it. And I thought that was because it's a low. I also say that low rage drives, especially when you're talking about online, those are freebies. Values, law. There's a few more characters who have low range drives, but with the lag and all that stuff, it's a freebie. But it seems like here that they're going to be
yeah, I do like XCOM styles.
It's just too slow, right? And I've seen some clips on more like combos, and basically you're going to be seeing a lot
to
more
be able to do down here.
Rage drive. Be prepared for that. During Dragon Charge, bug fix. In certain situations, wall crush was triggered. There was a guaranteed hit from the opponent's side or back. Okay, so this is fixing So this is fixing one of those new tactic situations where if you do the new tactic and you get around to their backside, you can hit them. This basically is stopping that. You new tactic, sidestep, or some tricky little thing.
Cool.
Maybe hop over.
I could have got in there. I didn't see that. I ran past that like 2 times. I didn't even notice that shit was there. Trash.
This is his forward. Frame disadvantage for blocking has been changed from 0 to +3. It was difficult to continue attacking when an opponent blocked, so the frame advantage has been increased to make it easier to attack. I've seen some clips of this on Twitter as well. So what?
Where your shipping address types itself. Where all your tabs go, everywhere you go. Where you can surf without getting
Yeah, it does look scary. It has an interesting art style. There's no place like Google Chrome.
At Hawthorne Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, we care about our customers. With a team of highly experienced technicians and with 15 years in business, we offer more than just a service. We become part of our family, and we take care of you that way. We are available to you every day and every hour of the year, 24/7. Hawthorne Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is always open. Call us today and experience plumbing, heating, and cooling the Hawthorne way. 702-904-8028.
I still didn't fucking grab it.
Now you're gonna have to worry a lot more about this. Is he gonna do the knee, or is he gonna do that? He's gonna move where he runs up, he grabs it, and he knees you in the face. That's gonna make it play that. Because usually that's what you look out for when King is super far away. But now this knee will give him some pressure. Yoshimitsu will be able to easy, but characters who don't have good defensive options, you're in for a world of hurt. Fang, this is the person that everyone expected to be hit hard. 1+2, the hitbox has been reduced when attacking down opponents. When 443 or back 1+2 landed on some characters when they were in the air, back 1+2 could be combined.
Fuck was that noise?
Combos into. So we have basically what this is doing
Where's
is
Juliana?
getting rid of some of that guaranteed follow.
Dead?
There's some things in the game that have guaranteed follow.
Guess she's just permanently dead.
Shouldn't, and this is getting ready to get rid of one of Fangs. The behavior on counter hit has been changed. The return was high. It was possible to confirm the behavior before executing moves. So we made that follow-up attack. It's not confirmed on hit. So this one, basically, you were able to play with the timing. You were able to hit confirm it. You no longer can do that. You either have to do it all together, or you have to not
Just
at all.
let me out of this fucking
That's what
place.
I'm talking about. Frame disadvantage when blocking has been trained from -12 to -16. That's 3 plus 4, 3. The frame disadvantage for blocking has been
Yeah, same here. Very, very skeptical on it.
every character.
I'm looking forward to it.
Low risk. I feel like
Miss those Batman style games, those Arkham style.
but now this move
May not be exactly the same formula though. It looks a little bit less polished for sure. But I think it'll still be fun.
Alyssa, this is a character that gets loves all the time. And I was talking on a live stream about how Alyssa is one of the best characters in the game. Also Claudio right under her. And the reason why I say that is because their win rate, they're statistically, Claudio and Alyssa are two of the best characters in the game. Statistically. So I wonder what they're gonna change here. Just by looking at it, this has to do with their new tactic.
I saw a red wheel earlier that I never went to.
Wall press was triggered, the attack was guaranteed.
Make sure I did that.
So nothing there. They're just fixing. And it looks like they're doing that. So Alyssa, Claudio, Blessed Chloe, Miguel, those 4 characters, they're all getting their new tactics nerfed, basically. You were able to do some tricky stuff and get behind them and then hit your opponent. So they're fixing. I wish they would tone a character like Claudio down a little bit more. And also Lucky Chloe, her damage is extremely high. But
oh, there it is.
They're doing what I feel like they're just maintaining Tekken 7 until Tekken 8 comes. So that's probably why they're not going to.
What the fuck? It just locks it there.
4 every 3 frames. There is no change to.
I hope so, man.
Fix the bug that falls down.
What you mean by bot gameplay? Cause like the enemies are bots. What you mean? It's co-op. Only thing we really getting is just what players running beside you. What would be different? What I mean more so that I care about is like the actual gameplay, the mechanics, the polish. Like how polished is it? How polished will the servers be? Will connectivity to each other be smooth, or is it just gonna be fucking choppy as a motherfucker? Like people, yeah. I just wanted to be cool, man. Like it should. I just want to play like a Gotham, like an actual. Okay, Gotham Knight came out. Now we should have like a fucking improvement on that. Like it should be an improvement on that, not like a completely from the ground up type of situation. Like they should have taken systems that were in place and iterated upon them to make them better. Oh yeah, the people who play are normally fucking terrible. Yeah, see what the fuck was that? Fucking shooting that dude directly.
Overall, looking at these patch notes, I mean, there's some decent stuff.
Yo, my cursor was right on that guy. I have no idea where my bullet was going.
Really destroyed things. We'll see how the pros are handling this. Every time you touch a character, the pros are complaining on Twitter, and it's the worst thing ever. So we'll see how big these 3 changes are. But other than that, it doesn't really seem like
just get all
I
XP,
think out
okay.
of this whole list of law players are celebrating right now. And also I like this all character attack roll at the wall. This is
Pretty sure you were dead.
Down there? Oh, a bit crazy with breakfast. It was too much. Well, you needed the whole thing. Tasty, simple. The eggs, sausage, hash browns.
Please don't give me a fucking commercial with Pete Davidson. That's the last thing I want to see.
Often considered the most powerful thing in the game. So if the wall is nerfed, then that is going to be huge. Right? Wow, nothing. What is this? Super
This.
steel wall craft on the go. But Tekken 7
Oh,
is getting
looks
4K
fancy.
upgrade. What's the issue? This is extremely poor right now. Okay, I wasn't in the video, but let me talk. I don't know why people.
But he shot a gun and started twirling around.
I don't know what's in 5.0. That's the one
Some
that they
strength
showed
there.
in Evo. That's the one that they hyped up and they attached the Tekken 8 teaser trailer to. In 5.1, I saw this as being reactionary. Reacting to the things that the community discovered, like cheap tactics with the wall tactics and bang boom. It's surprising that that's the this Dave is like criminal evidence. This is just a reactionary update. And I don't know if they'll do another. Maybe in 2 weeks they'll do 5.02 when it's another 6 or 7 characters that they will do. But I really don't think they're going to do some massive update because they already did that in 5.0. That's why my expectations would be way low because all of the massive changes would have come then. But that's going to be thank you all for watching. Don't want to drag this video out anymore. See you next time. And bye.
I love you. You're so brave. You're like a businesswoman. You are a fucking queen. The world is a shit show. You know what? You deserve better. You do. You do. We deserve better. We deserve everything.
Okay. Shit. So I reset the stream. I don't know what's happening. Is the stream working now? Technical difficulties like crazy. Am I on? I'm on landline. So what's happening?
Freeze in the stands again. And sprint and sweat. Big head. And still be late for practice again. We'll meet on the mat again. And spellbound legends. We'll witness the hot again. And be grateful. We'll watch Danger Dan again.
Don't need it.
We'll be cute and turn on to boasting again. We'll compete again. And create again. And when the time comes, we will be ready.
I'm about to straight cheat on this shit.
dream with me. Pass between the veils of bone and ivory and walk among worlds unseen. Can you sing the stillness song of shadow? Whisper, whisper.
Okay, let's see what she is.
Heed the machine's voice. She certainly will. Look to the heavens. Find what you seek.
My bad.
Welcome one, welcome all to the domain of secrets.
What seeks the program?
been here before, you and I. Let us commune again. Can you sing the stillness song of shadow? Whisper, whisper. Answer me and answer yourself. Bravo, bravo. Your mind is overflowing with bountiful knowledge, stranger. The Ervo will now reveal the greatest secret of all. My prodigious provenance.
Did you know that these automatons were made at the turn of the century in a small workshop on Blackreef? This is the only surviving specimen that we know of. It has been thoroughly refurbished by Charlie Montague and immortalized as part of the Eon Program Entertainment module. Thanks for playing.
Oh, fuck. Alright, I can get the fuck out of here now.
good.
It's all good.
There's got to be a way to kill two of them at once. Or three, or four, or more. No, they can't be that stupid. Well, maybe Alexis.
I did it.
Looks like Harriet played by the protocol's rules. I've got exactly one shot at her. Her morning sermon in Carlsbad.
What the hell? Put that his brain into a computer? Sheesh.
Huh? I just killed you.
You did, technically, but you also didn't. It's kind of hard to explain without complex diagrams.
How many versions of you are there?
Versions, not really the right term. Don't worry. There's one me that you need to kill, but there's also other me's that will try to kill you. See?
So you're hiding from me now.
Never. I'm always here. You just can't remember where to look. Guess what time it is, Colt? That's right. It's me time. So you just stay put, because Juliana's coming for you.
Oh my gosh. The Ascent, hell yeah, I played that shit, bro. I like that game. It was a little buggy when I first started playing it, but I like that game a lot. Hey, where's my pistol at? No, unfortunately. Bomba. Bombamio? Welcome to the stream. I don't know how to. I'm not sure how to quite pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream, my friend.
What's up with the oxygen pump?
Band on next is Betty and the Bubble Blasters.
And?
Got some else. You wanna play with me? Sure. Hey, dope. Bomba. Oh, it felt so fucking good, dude.
Extravagance. They just let us help. Whatever.
I'm gonna go for it. Fuck it. Ooh. Almost fell off the map. Oh, fuck. Bro, what kind of Looney Tunes shit? Now that was some fucking Looney Tunes shit, bro. Like, just the way that happened was so unreal. What's up, cutie? hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Take a shower and stuff. My girl just got back from work, and my class is like in an hour or so. So, Ken, thanks as always, bro. I'll be on after class today. I'm playing some Overwatch 2 with my girl. Other than that, you guys have a good day today. Thanks for being